Turns out somebody's still sour towards Bernie Sanders.
Well,
Who is this magic person we're talking about?
Well, it is, of course, the wonderful, the incredible unity candidate known as Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, the one, praise be her name, hallelujah, all the way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, Clinton, now, I always thought that there was this unwritten rule in Democratic politics that the Democrats, kept telling Bernie Sanders that people that are not in the race need to go away, maybe into a forest of some kind. Well, Hillary Clinton has decided again to play by her own rules. Former Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, by the way, I want to say former presidential nominee, maybe a better way to say that is former person who lost to a game show host, Hillary Clinton, furthered her comments discrediting Senator Bernie Sanders as a viable presidential candidate, as she, of course, would have the reputation and experience having lost 2 different elections. On Thursday, insinuating that his potential failure to deliver the moon would detract from efforts to rebuild public trust. Interesting. When asked by talk show host Ellen DeGeneres, the rehabilitator of war criminals everywhere, if she wanted to address her prior remarks about the Vermont Independent, Clinton noted that while she originally made them about a year and a half ago, because there's always a reason with Hillary, quote, "I have a pretty clear perspective about what it's going to take to win," said the person who's never won a presidential candidate, not once, not ever. I will say earlier, I have a pretty clear perspective of what it takes to win. As I said earlier, that's what I think the key calculation for any voter has to be. You've got to be responsible for what you say. That's a very interesting statement coming from Hillary Clinton. And what you're going to do, Clinton added, we need to rebuild trust in our fellow Americans and our institutions. Another very interesting statement coming from Hillary Rodham Clinton. And if you promise the moon and you can't deliver, just remember, don't promise anything. America can't accomplish anything. America, it just, we can't do what Romania does. We can't do what Spain does. We can't do what Great Britain does. So just stop trying. Knock it off. Sanders' campaign declined to comment Thursday because why would he talk about such an irrelevant person? Quote, says Hillary again, he was in Congress for years. He had 1 senator support him. I'm not even sure what that means. No one likes him. No one wanted to work with him. He got nothing done. Now, if you just Google what has Sanders done, you'll get a list of about 100 things. Like maybe he hasn't. Well, actually, he has. He's gotten a lot of really big bills. He worked with John McCain to get. And I go, wait, that's reaching across the aisle. That's pretty good, isn't it? I thought, whatever, to get some of the most money for veterans of any senator has ever done. He's also had his hand in amending, like a dozen or 100 different bills. And he's known as the Amendment King because he's done that. And for a guy that's outside of the Democratic Party, it's like one person versus groups of like 40 to 50 or another group of 40 to 50. Being known as the Amendment King seems like something of someone that got things done. Anyway, she's saying that he hasn't done anything. I feel like she's just gaslighting herself because she doesn't want to admit that really she hasn't added anything to America in all this time. So she continues with her infinite wisdom. So we can have a big argument about ideally what kind of health care we should want for everyone, because I'm on the front lines on that battle. When, where, when, how? No, you're not.
No, never.
But let's remember, if we don't win, people will lose what they have right now. That's not how this works. It's not how politics works. She added, and it also, again, insinuates America can't do anything, don't try, it's not possible. Hey, I'd love to see Hillary Clinton at the start of World War II. We can't beat the Germans, they're too strong, we're not mobilized, just give up. Anyway, so I want everyone to understand how high the stakes are, and to hold every candidate and every public office holder accountable for what they do and for what they don't. And again, this is from someone who has done nothing, won nothing, and given us Donald Trump is giving us advice why do you think, guys?
So here's my thoughts on this because I want to keep it very short and simple. First, I want to read an interesting super chat that's relevant to the story. Shout out to Mad Wolf. Thank you for the super chat, $5. Hillary is like that one turd that you keep trying to flush, but it keeps popping back up and it won't go down. Oh my God. I'd be disturbed if I saw a turd that looked like Hillary Clinton in my toilet. I'd probably have to go see a doctor and demand to be quarantined right away. But nonetheless, I have a hard time taking advice from a person who wasn't even really, and look, quote me on this, and I'm going to speak for myself. Daniel and Paul, you can have your own opinions on this. Hillary Clinton was not the legitimate candidate in 2016. There were clear examples of election fraud, where the DNC establishment and Clinton campaign were working together to deny Bernie Sanders a nomination. Even though Bernie Sanders did whatever he could to really help her during the general election. Granted, I like what he did. When he did that? No, I didn't like it. But nonetheless, Hillary Clinton is her own worst enemy. And somebody else in the chat also mentioned, I could see 20 years from down the road, I could see Hillary Clinton in the bar still whining that she lost. And you know what? You're right. Hillary Clinton did this to herself. She ran a horrible campaign, assuming everyone would fall in line and vote because, oh no, we got to worry about Trump. Hillary Clinton giving advice now is the worst thing that she could do. But hey, she's sinking her own ship. She horribly smeared Tulsi Gabbard. She's horribly going after Bernie Sanders. But that's who she is as an individual. She only holds on to the past and has that list of grudges. That's who Clinton is. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about anybody, only her ego and her legacy. Paul.
Can I have one thing before Paul goes? Kate,
Yeah.
you like this. The way you described it, she sounds like a Warhammer dwarf.
No,
The
Warhammer
book
Dwarves.
of,
No,
the book of Grudges.
Yeah, no, they have more dignity than that. Come on, don't do that to them.
Fair enough, fair
Don't
enough.
do that to them.
Don't denigrate the
Yeah.
dwarfs.
Don't do that to them.
Yeah.
Don't do that to them. No.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's frustrating that Hillary keeps sort of inserting herself into the 2020 race, but there is a little bit of this. It smacks of this establishment versus anti-establishment mood that the country is very much in. This very like Bernie, not Bernie that I was talking about earlier, sort of sentiment, and she exemplifies that. And it's just this, no, we have to do it this way that we did it before, which involves lots of backdoors and talking out of both sides of our mouth and trying to look a particular way while making sure that we grease the wheels for these particular industries that we really like, but we can't talk about publicly, and public and private positions. And what are you doing? Stop, you're upsetting the apple cart. No, why actually try to govern for the people and try to do things that the people want and like make society better and stuff? I have money I want to make. And so that's what's going on, and that's how it is manifesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want one. I'm gonna say a final note on this. Ask you guys in the audience: do you think Hillary Clinton's attacks are helping Bernie Sanders? If you think they're helping, type 1 in chat. Or if they are hurting Bernie Sanders, hit 2. And that's with the overall population, not just progressives.
Right.
Yeah.